Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another one-to-one scale prop replica unboxing and review video. Now today we are taking a look at my first ever Beast Kingdom product, and it's none other than their Iron Man Mark 50 battle damaged helmet from Avengers Endgame. Now, I personally have been super excited to get this in. It is limited edition, and I got mine from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is in the description below. They have 12-month installment plans and a points-based reward system. Now, this does come packaged like a ton of statues do, in between two hunks of styrofoam. It's going to be a little bit tricky to wrangle that all on camera. Luckily, we do have a little bit of a shortcut. Here we have everything that comes in the box. Now, it's relatively straightforward: the display base, the helmet itself, and a USB cable. I'm pleased to report they've gone with USB Type-C. Thank goodness, a collectible company that's keeping their eye on modern tech standards. No more micro USB, please. We also get an instruction manual that lets you know you will need a 5-volt power adapter. I happen to have an old school iPhone power adapter lying around, and that worked perfectly fine. Don't try anything with the higher voltage, it's simply not going to work. Trust me, I tried. You also get this little folder with this gold foil Beast Kingdom logo that looks very classy, and your certificate of authenticity on the inside. Fittingly enough, they made 3,000 of these. I happen to have number 1205, and that's the same exact number that's etched into the nameplate. Now, we are going to look at the display base first, then the helmet. After that, we will combine them both, turn on the lights, and check out the sounds. But without further ado, let's check out that base. Now, I'm pretty sure the display base is made of some kind of heavy-duty polystone because it feels extremely hefty. Up front, you've got a nameplate that says Mark 50 helmet, battle damaged, and then you've got your edition number etched into the front there. Now, all of the power for the helmet runs through the base itself. You've got that USB Type-C point and then the power button. Now, the button sticks out a little bit further than I personally would like, but I suppose if you're running your finger along the base in your display, it's not something you're going to miss. So that, I guess, is a good thing. Up top, you have the connector. This is pretty straightforward. You've got 4 pins, and then that rests underneath the helmet, transferring power into it. You have a couple of guiding pieces, as you can see, so when you slide the helmet on, it will automatically situate itself in the right position. Now, underneath, you've just got a very simple black velvet, so it shouldn't go sliding around your display, and of course, made in China underneath there as well. Now, initially, I thought this was the speaker for the helmet, but I'm pleased to report all of the LEDs and the speaker are contained within the helmet, which I'm a big fan of. Now, the display base itself is a rectangle, as you can see, but it's not a perfect one. There are chips and cracks and crevices. I'm pretty sure this is meant to be the flooring of the Guardian's ship where Nebula and Tony were stranded at the start of Avengers Endgame, and I really like the way it looks. It looks like metal. There are some nice deep grooves and crevices, and as you can see, there are a ton of areas where there are scratches and big cracks in the flooring. You also have multiple washers down in there, plus some dry brushing over the top of silver and a rust color. It looks very convincing, and I have no complaints whatsoever with how the display base is done. But if you are wondering what the helmet looks like, as I am, now I know you probably want to see the helmet on the display base fully lit up, and don't worry, we are getting there, but I did want to talk about the way this piece looks without the base first. And for the most part, this thing is stunning. It's absolutely a home run. But there is one thing, just one issue that I have. It's the eyes. They're just far too blue. Now, in my opinion, they should have been frosted white lenses with blue LEDs. That would have worked perfectly fine and been super accurate. This, though, comes across a little bit toyetic. I don't hate the way it looks when it's lit up at all, But when you don't have the lights on, yeah, it's just slightly too vibrant. Other than that though, I absolutely adore this thing. On the inside, there isn't a ton of detail, but you can very clearly make out the speaker and then the tech detail on the front portion. Now, it does warn you that this front section is a little bit fragile, so do be careful. When you're gripping the helmet, pick it up from the top part because that is the thickest, sturdiest point. Speaking of sturdy, this piece weighs a ton. I'm pretty sure it's made of polystone as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone told me this was made of metal, because it is that darn heavy. It feels great in hand. Now, we do have to talk about the sculpt and the paint applications. The sculpt is stunning. There are a ton of gashes and dents and cracked sections, and you can see some pieces of structure underneath, as you can see right here. All of those structural pieces have been dry brushed with some silver on the surface, so it looks very metallic. You also have this super rich gold on the front, again with cracks and crevices, plus this very shiny chrome silver up top, so the light picks it up very nicely. You've also got pitting and wear and tear, plus the gunmetal, and of course this gorgeous hot rod red. It literally looks like red car paint, that's how metallic and glossy it is. But it's also not pristine. You can see various sections where there are dents and scratches and pieces that have been literally chewed and worn away. This is, after all, a battle-damaged helmet. You even have a hole around the back that you can see right through. So yes, I'm extremely happy with how this helmet turned out. This is probably now one of my favorite 1-to-1 scale prop replicas, from a company that before this video I had no experience with. But Beast Kingdom, you have impressed me. And here we have it, the moment I'm sure you've all been waiting for, the helmet on its display base. And now that it's one complete thing, it looks stunning. I'm so happy with how this turned out. Now, for the LEDs, we will be turning down the studio lights in just a second, doing a couple of pans and showcasing a few different angles of the helmet itself. Now, when you hit the switch, you do get to hear one little activation sound, and the LEDs start to flicker. I like that they're just not straight up on. It kind of looks like the Mark 50 helmet is slowly succumbing to all of the battle damage, and it's essentially dying. You do also have a red LED in the front section. Now, the only complaint here is that we only get that one little activation sound. I would have loved if they'd included the message that Tony left for Pepper. Say if you held the power button down, you got access to a couple of different features and sound effects and light up options. I would love just for the LEDs to be permanently on without flickering. But nevertheless, I'm not complaining. I still absolutely love the way this thing looks. Now, I am really happy with this, but I totally understand if this isn't for everyone. The blue LEDs are quite vibrant. I would have preferred if they'd gone with the white frosted lenses. I think this thing would have been perfect if they had. It's still really good, and I do recommend it if you've been looking for a battle-damaged Mark 50 helmet. The paint is gorgeous, the detail is very crisp and sharp, and the entire package is very hefty. You can feel the quality here. Plus, with the limited edition size being 3,000, yeah, Beast Kingdom knew exactly what they were doing. A very classy touch. Even though they did make a ton of them, it's still limited, so if you want to get one, you might want to grab one before they are sold out. Now, I got mine from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is in the description below. They have 12-month installment plans and a points-based reward system. While you are down there, check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and of course, see what's coming up next on the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.